channel. It's your girl Liallure, and I'm back at it again with another video. If you're new to my channel, hey girl, hey, my name is Leah. I make videos, story times, hauls. I do a little bit of everything, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I think you'll love it here. Okay, so you might as well subscribe. I'll give it a second. Are you done? Okay, amazing. Thank you for subscribing, and while you're at it, don't forget to hit that like button because liking the video helps me a lot. It helps me get into the algorithm and helps other people just like you see my videos. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a get ready with me featuring a little discussion about Love is Blind. If you haven't been living under a rock, then you know Love is Blind is a thing that everybody has been watching in the past few weeks, and now that it's over, I have some thoughts that I'd like to share with you guys. Now, I did ask you guys what you wanted to talk about, and most of you picked Love is Blind, so we're going to talk about some things, get into the couples a little bit, and while I'm doing that, I'm also going to do a little bit of a get ready with me. So if you want to see my thoughts on Love is Blind, don't forget to stick around and watch the video. But before we get started with the video, I want to tell you guys about the fragrances that Dossier sent me this month. So if you're new to my channel, again, my name is Leah and I make videos, okay? And I'm also very into my femininity. I like looking good. I like getting myself together, baby. And a big part of getting myself together is making sure that I always smell good. Now, we all know that a really good fragrance can cost you a lot of money, but it doesn't have to, and that's where Dossier comes in. Dossier is a company that provides luxury fragrances at an affordable price so that everyone could look and feel their best. They have a long list of fragrances that you can choose from. It's inspired by some scents that you've probably heard of before and some scents that you've probably be intrigued about but probably couldn't afford. So if you're interested in any of these scents, don't forget to hit that website. And in fact, you know, to get you started, I'm going to show you guys two of the scents that I'm trying this month. So, first scent that I'm going to try this month is called Fruity Jasmine. Now, I'm a fruity smelling girl, okay? I like lavenders and I like florals and I like fruity scents. I also like patchouli sometimes. I like to wear a lot of my fruity scents during the day, so I'm interested to see what this one is going to smell like. So again, this is Fruity Jasmine and it's inspired by the J'adore Dior perfume. Wow, that's exciting. I don't think I've ever smelled this one. Ooh. She smells good. This is very cute. This is cute. I love this. Okay, so then this one has top notes of mandarin, green leaves, sweet pea. It has middle notes of jasmine, lang lang, peach, and it also has base notes of sandalwood, plum, and musk. Now, I really do like this. I like this because it smells very clean. It smells clean, but it smells very girly at the same time, which is an excellent balance. It smells like fresh linens. Like, I love that. If you're into that clean, you know, smell, I feel like this one is definitely for you. It's definitely on the light side, which is good if you're wearing it during the day, but this one is a hitter. It's a hitter. It smells very good. It's very feminine, very girly. I love this one. All right, so here's another floral one. This one is called Floral Lavendar. I'm gonna do a blind smell on this one as well. Usually I like read the top notes and then I tell you whether or not I think it's accurate, but I'm gonna give you guys a blind smell of this one. Okay, yeah, so this one is also very clean. This one is less fruity than the Fruity Jasmine, but this one is very clean as well. This one, you can smell like the musk in it. I'm gonna guess that it has like notes of musk in it. Some type of wood, maybe. I'm smelling something else, but I'm not really sure what that is. Floral Lavendar has top notes of mandarin neroli, black currant, jasmine, lavender, orange blossom, vanilla, amber, and musk. Okay, period. Okay, so I was close. I was close, okay? The musk is definitely there. It doesn't have any woody notes in it, but musk is as close as you can get to woody notes. Amber, that's probably what I was smelling that smelled woody. The jasmine, the vanilla, the lavender. Okay, I can smell all of that. All right, go on now, Floral Lavendar. And Floral Lavendar is inspired by YSL's Libre perfume. So we love an affordable fragrance. For tonight, I think I'm gonna choose this one because I feel like even though it's clean and it's light, I feel like it's something that's definitely more of a nighttime scent. I think that Fruity Jasmine is more daytime, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna choose Floral Lavendar. Yeah, Everybody loves a good fragrance, okay? It doesn't matter what gender you identify as. Everyone wants to look and smell good. So don't forget to get your fragrance from Dossier, because they'll love it and you won't break the bank. You heard it here first. And don't forget to check out Dossier's website tomorrow for Cyber Monday. I'm pretty sure they're going to have an amazing sale just like they did for Black Friday. They had a lot of stuff going on, like buy 3 items, get 20% off. They also had free shipping on 3+ items. So I'm pretty sure they're going to do something just as special for Cyber Monday. And if you're interested, don't forget to check it out and pick everybody a fragrance for Christmas. Happy holidays. Before we get started, I already did my eyebrows because they take a lot of concentration to do, and like honestly the whole video would have just been me doing my eyebrows, and that doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face, and we're gonna talk about some things. I asked you guys today what you want to talk about. I gave you a few options, and most of you said that you wanted to talk about Love is Blind. Now that wasn't my first option personally, but because I love you guys and I want to give you what you want, we're gonna talk about Love is Blind. So let's just jump right into it. So I think what I'm gonna do is just do a breakdown by like each couple and the things I've noticed first and how it kind of panned out in the end and how the reunion played and stuff like that. So the first couple I want to start off with is Zanab and Cole. I feel like I already knew that they weren't gonna work out, and it's not because of the age difference, but mostly because of the way they both are individually, right? So one of the first things I noticed is that Zay is very insecure, and all the power to her because she knows that she's insecure. She said it a few times. She said, you know, I have a lot of things to work on. I'm kind of insecure. I need a lot of reassurance and stuff like that. Any woman who knows that she's insecure and needs to work on it, I give her all the power in the world, because it's so hard for women to just like admit that they're insecure. It's a hard thing to admit because it's so like frowned upon and taboo for you to be an insecure woman. But at the same time, because of her saying that to us and Cole, I knew that their relationship wasn't gonna work out. I knew their relationship wasn't gonna work out because it's not the fact that Cole is younger than her, but it's the fact that Cole is way more immature than her. Like, you can tell from the very beginning that he's very, very playful. He likes to joke around. He likes to play. And there are seldom times that he's going to be serious in life. And that's because he is a 20-something-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like, men already mature slower than women. But the fact that you are a woman that is well established and kind of like older than him, and you expect this man to be anything other than childish? Why? Like, I never expected Cole to be anything other than what he showed us that he was, to be completely honest. So, I mean, I knew that they weren't going to work out because she's the type of person that needs a lot of reassurance. And honestly, I'm not sure what happened in their relationship. But one thing I noticed is like when they were having that like honeymoon phase or whatever, when they were like in Santa Barbara or wherever they were, there was a point where they were like very, you know, on high level, just like so into each other and stuff like that. And then the next morning, it seemed like they had already been intimate and then something went wrong. I'm not sure if this is something that played out in Zay's head and she was just like overthinking it, or I'm not sure if something actually happened to make her feel like, damn, like I guess he's not feeling me anymore, or he saw me without makeup on, or he saw me fully naked and he just doesn't like who I am outside of the glitz and glam. I'm not sure if that's what happened, but it very quickly there was a change of like, shit, like whoa, this is not gonna work out. Fast forward to like the end of the season with like the season's reunion. I don't care what anyone has to say about this situation. The cutie situation was taken way out of context. And I don't care if people say, oh, I can't believe you're defending him. I'm not defending him. I'm a realist. I'm a realist, and I'm a very, very, very logical person. That cutie situation was taken way out of context, okay? Because when they showed it in the end and they showed it in its raw, uncut version, I think what he was trying to say was like, oh, like you only had whatever, a banana to eat today. Like, why did you only have a banana to eat today? And she's like, I don't know, like I've been busy. And he was like, oh, like are you getting ready for like wedding season? I don't think there was anything wrong with that statement. So many women go on diets before their wedding day. A lot of women do that. Not only do a lot of women do that, but Zay already told us that she's insecure. So I truly cannot say that her insecurities mostly came from Cole. I cannot say that in good faith. Like, I don't believe that to be true. Me, as someone who has had a relationship where like someone made me feel incredibly insecure, I cannot say that I wasn't already somewhat insecure coming into the relationship. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really say that. I can say that he attributed a lot to it based on what he said and how he made me feel based on his actions. but I cannot say that it was only him. I think her going into this marriage with someone that she doesn't really know, it only exacerbated the fact that she wasn't comfortable with who she is. That's just how I feel. And so I feel like people trying to like point the blame and like crucify Cole about this. It's like, come on, bro. Come on, we have to start taking accountability as people.
Okay, let me just clarify because I feel like I was rambling a little bit. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I feel like Zay was already insecure when she came into the situation. When she signed up for the show, she was already insecure and she was looking for a husband. Now, I think she's an extremely attractive woman. I was saying she's gorgeous, like she's so pretty and stuff like that. I was constantly telling my boyfriend this as we were watching the show. However, I feel like she already was grappling with her own insecurity and her self-esteem issues before she came on the show, and being with a man who was not attracted to her because she was not his conventional type. I think that really hurt her feelings and really like dug deep into the problems that she was already facing. But all in all, I'm trying to say that those issues was there before Cole. Like I've been there before and I know that they were there before Cole. So I don't like the narrative that he's the one who caused her to be insecure. I think that he contributed to it, but I don't think that he's the one who caused it.
I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that situation. But me personally, I feel like I cannot say in good faith that Cole is the one who made her feel completely insecure. Like, I cannot say that. But again, I can only speak on what I've seen on TV. So I honestly feel like the situation with Colleen and Cole really drove Zay to like her utmost insecurity of her feeling like, damn, like this is the typical woman that he would go for, and now they're kind of like in the same space all the time. Like, what does he think about me? Now, I'm not saying that Cole hasn't had his own faults in the times that he said like, oh yeah, you know, I think she's an unattractive woman, but she's not the type of woman that I would usually go for. Not only that, but let me just say, immediately when Cole said that his parents would like talk to Zay on the phone, but they weren't willing to like meet up with her in person until like filming stopped or whatever, you know what that's giving? It's giving out racist. Is giving out racist. And you know what, Cole? You know what? You can't help the family that you was raised in. But we know. I know. You know. They know. The reason your family didn't want to meet with Zay is because they racist. And because they didn't expect you to be with a Zay. They expected you to be with a Colleen, right? Like, listen, come on. Let's be honest. It is what it is. But, like, I just don't like the lying. I don't like the beating around the bush. I don't like the, oh, yeah, like, they just didn't like because they're conservative and, like, they respect marriage and stuff like that. Come on to let me get Alexa and Brennan out the way. I have nothing to say. I honestly have nothing to say. I found that to be extremely boring. What's interesting to me though is that I found Alexa to be very interesting. Like, I think she's a very interesting person. I thought she was extremely funny, like during the show and all the things that she would say, especially the day that they had like that pool party and stuff like that, like the conversation she had with Bartiz. I think that she seems to be an extremely funny person, and I think she gives off like very real vibes. But them as a couple, they were very boring. I really couldn't tell you if anything went wrong in their marriage or their like courtship or whatever the case is, because honestly I ignored most of it, and I'm gonna be honest about it. Like, it very much gave us nothing. I have nothing to say about Alexa and Brennan, but they are married, so congratulations to them. I hope it works out. I hope that, you know, their situation lasts, because I wish everybody a happy marriage no matter what. So yeah, I want to get down to the nitty gritty. I want to get down to the nitty gritty. I want to get down to the love square that is Bartiz, Nancy, SK, and Raven. Let's get down to it. Let's start with Nancy and Bartholomew. I knew Bartiz was gonna be a menace to society the minute I saw him, and it's no shade. It's no shade, but I told y'all I'm very logical. I think with my brain. And so when I saw Bartiz, I was like, this nigga is here for nothing good. He's literally here for clout. And I wanted to be wrong about it, because I always try to see like the good in people, but I'm also very aware people could pull the wool over your eyes very quickly. So when Bartiz was talking to Raven and stuff like that, and you know, Raven was doing her little Pilates workout and she was running laps around that nigga, I was like, damn, like you couldn't even listen to his story. But then I realized that my girl wasn't even wrong for real. Like, she wasn't even wrong. As far as Nancy and Bartiz go, I felt like, number one, with Nancy, she kept trying to make it okay that he was much younger than her. Like, she kept trying to make that okay with her, but I felt like deep down she wasn't comfortable with the fact that he was that young, because she kept saying like, oh, I don't know how my friends are gonna react when I tell them how old you are, blah blah blah. If that's your man, that's your man. And one thing about me, my man, I'm gonna stick beside him. But Nancy was very, very bothered. Nancy was very, very bothered from the very beginning about the whole situation. So I knew that shit wasn't gonna work out. But little did I know that the reason they're not gonna work out is that Bartise was hell bent on another woman. And I'm not saying that Bartise thinks that Nancy is unattractive, because he definitely did tell her when he saw her, like, oh yeah, like, you're so attractive, you're so beautiful, da 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 da. But then as soon as he saw Raven, the tables turned. How quickly did the tables turn? Because he was more attracted to Raven than he was to Nancy. You know what I mean? He told us over and over again that if he went to the club and he saw Raven, people expect the two of them to end up gravitating towards each other because they look like the type of people that would be together. Bartise was all about Nancy. He was all about Nancy for so long. He was like, yeah, like, I'm gonna be with you forever and never, never. Like, you're my forever girl, da da da. As soon as he saw Raven, it was up. It was up and it was stuck. That shit went to the dirt, you hear me? Like, I just cannot. That shit went to the garbage. Like, literally after he met Raven, that was done. That was done for. And what pissed me off was the fact that he thought it was acceptable to tell the woman that he is engaged to, that he thinks that Raven is a smoke show, and oh my god, he was so attracted to her and all of this. And Nancy's looking at him bumbleclotly, because why would you say that? It was just crazy to me, like, the whole situation. Like, when I saw that scene, I was flabbergasted. Like, I was literally so shocked and disgusted that a man would do that to the woman who says that he is madly in love with and wants to be with for the rest of his life. Like, he did. I know, realistically, there's no way he thought that shit was acceptable. There's no way he thought it was okay. So, you know, watching the show, I was disgusted, obviously, with his actions, and what he did. And what pissed me off to no end is the fact that he kept pursuing Raven, even when Raven told him, like, yeah, you know, what we had in the pods was cute and everything, but like, there's a reason you ended up with Nancy, and there's a reason I ended up with SK. Like, you and I are just not meant for each other, and honestly, like, I'm not really attracted to you. She literally friend-zoned the hell out of Bartise, and he kept on going. Have no shame. You're not embarrassed. And just like a man, as soon as he saw Nancy talking to Andrew, he did not want it. He did not want to hear it at all. He was pissed off. He wanted to start an argument with Andrew. He didn't like the fact that Nancy was comfortable crying to him. He didn't like that shit at all. But here you are embarrassing this woman, and here you are the reason that she's crying. But you don't like the fact that she's talking to another man, when you literally want to shove your head up Raven's. And I think for me, like, what escalated the situation is the fact that during the wedding and after, you know, he said no and all of that, when Nancy's mom came out and she was trying to make sure her daughter was okay, and she was telling Bartise how he's not shit and stuff like that, the fact that he was trying to talk crazy to her mother, the fact that he was trying to defend himself and talk out the side of his neck to her mother, me personally, I would never let that shit fly. Are you dumb? I would never let that shit fly. You talking crazy to my mom after you just left me at the altar? Are you stupid? Like, I would never let that shit go. And Nancy's sitting there like, Mom, leave it alone. This is just between me and him right now. Mom. Get a grip. But yeah, like, Bartise, he showed us from the very beginning that he wasn't shit. Like, he definitely showed us that he wasn't shit. And I think what bothers me is, number one, the fact that Nancy kept defending him, and number two, that they didn't eat his ass up during the reunion. The fact that they didn't chew him the way they chewed Cole, I don't like that shit at all, because Bartise definitely deserved it. As much as Cole deserved it, Bartise deserved it as well. I don't care. They need to chew him, and they need to make a part 3 of the reunion so I could see that shit. Now to SK and Raven. So a lot of people had a problem with Raven, and they felt like, you know, she was self-involved and she didn't really care about SK, and she just wanted someone to, like, you know, stroke her ego and stuff like that. And say what you will about Raven, I always liked her. I always liked Raven. Now, it might be because she's an Aries. And it might be just because real recognize real, and that's a real ass. I always liked Raven because she was always unapologetically herself. Like, say what you want to say about Miss Pilates, okay? But she was always herself, and she never tried to be anybody else but herself, and you have to respect it. Like, you just have to. Okay, she said what she wanted, she said what she liked and what she didn't, and she stood on that. And I feel like a lot of women could learn from that, to just stand on what you want and not falter because of a man. A lot of women can learn from that. And so that's why I always respected Raven from the very beginning. Now, her relationship with SK was always interesting to me, and it always seemed forced because I felt like it wouldn't work out. Like, I always felt like it wouldn't work out because Raven is so assertive and she's so kind of like aggressive with what she wants, and SK is kind of just like, I just love, you know, I want you to love me, and I want you to love me the way you want to love me. Where they do that at? What you mean you want her to love you the way she wants to love you? So you don't want her to love you the way you deserve to be loved? I was very confused about that. Honestly, just confuzzled the whole time. And so I knew that it wasn't going to work out. Now, when they reached Santa Barbara or wherever it was that they went for that little like trip, and they weren't clicking physically, I was like, yeah, this is the end. Like, this shit is not going to work at all. But then suddenly, out of literally nowhere, they were suddenly all cozy, intimate, kissing each other, all types of stuff. And in my head, my antennas is saying like, yeah, like they must have struck some type of agreement to do this for the cameras and, you know, build their own brand and reputation and be together in this forced fake relationship, because I wasn't going for it. It just seemed so unnatural to me. And then the whole thing with like Raven's family not being present and stuff like that, like I feel like that's not something that's uncommon in these reality TV shows. Even with Married at First Sight, like so many of their parents just decide to like not show up because they don't agree with the concept of it. And that is what it is. But at the same time, I really did appreciate the fact that SK's mom seemed to want to like embrace Raven and, you know, pull her into their culture and stuff like that. So I really did like that. But I guess there was a reason why she wanted to do that, and girl, we're gonna get into it. Okay. At the wedding episode, you know, Raven was gonna say yes and SK said no. He said that at this point, you know, it wasn't gonna work out because he was going to school and blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, cool, understandable. But at the reunion, they did say like they're together and stuff like that, and they're always going on dates and blah blah blah. But then after the reunion, that's when the tea came out, baby. That's when the tea came out. If you're not up to date on Love is Blind drama, the Love is Blind universe, SK's girlfriend, mistress, whoever she is, came out and made a whole video on TikTok about how she was dating SK the whole time they were filming, and the whole time him and Raven were supposedly, you know, trying to get their stuff together and all of that. Miss Hannah was giving us all the receipts. She was giving us everything. She was giving us tea. She was giving us drama. She was giving us facts, okay? And I hate to say it, but I saw this coming. I did see this coming. When SK introduced himself to us and he was like, yeah, you know, I'm a Nigerian man, I live in Texas, and I was raised in a polygamous household. When I tell you, the alarm bells in my head rang out. They rang out. And this is not because I have any personal experience with Nigerian men. But one thing about me, when my sisters in Christ speak out against men of their culture, I'm gonna listen every single time. All the Nigerian women I've ever been around in all of my life have had nothing but terrible things to say about Nigerian men. Like, have nothing but terrible things to say about them. And, you know, especially the ones from Texas. The ones from Texas, like, I've heard they give it up crazy. They will send you to a mental asylum. Like, I've heard nothing but terrible things about them. And so when SK introduced himself and it just gave off that he was so nice and so sweet and all of that, I was like, huh, something right here. Something is not right. Something is not sitting right with me. And I was telling my boyfriend this. I was like, yo, like, something is not right in this situation. Like, this man is not as sweet as they're portraying him out to be. Now, some of his friends that he went to school with did speak out and were like, oh yeah, like, he's super sweet, he's so nice, da da da. But lo and behold, this nigga's a cheater. Lo and behold, he is a cheater, pumpkin eater. Like, and I knew it was gonna come. Like, I was waiting for the shoe to drop the whole time, and drop it did, bro. Like, this man was in this whole relationship with Hannah, going on all types of trips and stuff like that, renting out mega yachts. You was renting out mega yachts, but you couldn't pay a bill. Couldn't pay a bill. Like, it just didn't make any sense at all. So, you know, the fact that SK was doing all these things or whatever, it was just like crazy to me, but it also was not shocking. And I will say that. I will say that I knew that it was gonna come. And I'm sorry it had to come at the expense of Raven. I don't know if they did have something actually like, you know, planned out as far as like this being just like for TV and for the branding and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's embarrassing. No, it's embarrassing no less. So yeah, that was just like interesting to me. And as far as like her fake ass friends go, the baldy, the one that was running out her mouth also, like, she came back on TikTok. She made a TikTok just to talk shit about their relationship and say like, oh, SK, when we said this and that, and you were saying that, and how come you said you want to do da for Raven? She couldn't wait for some tea to come out. She literally couldn't wait for some tea to come out so she could talk shit about SK. And when somebody asked her like, yo, this is kind of weird, like, did you talk to your friend about this before you posted this? She was like, well, I don't have to talk to her about it because I was on the show. You were on the show for 15 minutes. You kidding me right now? Those are the type of friends I don't want. Like, with friends like these, who needs enemies for real? Like, you are a weirdo. You are a strange girl. Like, it was just, I don't like that. I don't know. Like, and obviously now, like, Raven and SK have posted on social media that they are no longer together and they can't really talk about it because there's, like, a lot of, like, legal stuff going on. Me personally, based on the stuff that I've heard on the blogs and stuff like that, I think that the legal stuff is that they had to sign some type of NDA and SK broke it by having a mistress or girlfriend or whoever he had, and she like leaked all the information. So I do think that that's the type of legal trouble they're in, but who knows? We won't know until everything comes to light, if it does. But yeah, very strange altogether. I think the season was just okay, honestly. It was one of those seasons that made me realize, like, if y'all don't ever post another season of this show, I think I will be just okay. Like, I think I'll be fine, honestly. Because, I don't know, everything was just so, like, forced and fake and, like, either was forced and faked or it was boring. Oh, girl. I just realized I forgot to talk about Colleen and Matt. Woo! Colleen, blink twice if you need help. Colleen and Matt were such an interesting situation to me, because I can tell from one of the first scenes with Matt that he was gonna be a problem, and he was gonna be a problem in the way that he seemed to be a little bit I don't know if I'm gonna get flagged for saying this on YouTube, but he seemed to be a little bit of a tussler when it came to women. Because the way he was speaking to Colleen, honestly, it was just like, yeah, there's something off about you. Like, you're very alarming and they need to watch you. Because if Colleen just gave him any indication that she was into Cole at all, even when she told him the complete truth about the conversation that they had, he was not going for it. He was not going for it, and he was pissed off. I think one of the scenes that solidified to me that Matt was very off is when they were in the aquarium having their like last date before they went to the altar, and he asked her, he was like, yeah, like, do you know what you're gonna say, blah blah blah, and she was telling him like, yeah, like, I don't really know what I'm gonna say because there's so many things that are complicated in the situation. I'm not sure what I'm gonna say. And Matt basically straight up told her like, Colleen, stop. What are you gonna say? And that was just like, whoo. I looked up and just said, ooh, a jump scare. Like, do not talk to me like that. The whole thing was just like, yeah, there's something off about this man. Y'all need to keep an eye on him. Like, he need to be on the FBI watch list or something. Like, I cannot. Colleen, girl, if you're watching this, we're here for you. We are. When you're ready to tell your truth, we're here for you, Colleen. Y'all, I'm sick and my nose is like dripping and stuff like that. So I'm gonna finish the rest of this without speaking, but I hope that you enjoyed. Alright, you guys, so this is the final look. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it looks cute. It's something slight for the kids, as always. I hope I have a good night. I hope I enjoy my night, child, because I'm not feeling that well, but I hope I enjoy my night. I hope that you guys enjoyed my little Love is Blind review. And let me know what your thoughts are, of course, as always. Even if you disagree with anything I said in the comments, like, I am always down to hear what you guys have to say, especially if you disagree with me. I want to talk. I want to have a discussion. So don't forget to comment down below. And again, don't forget to check out the Dossier website to see if you guys want any of their amazing fragrances. I know that I am a brand ambassador for Dossier, but I truly love their fragrances. Like, I wear one of them every single day, sometimes even twice a day, and that's Scout's honor. Don't forget to check out the Dossier website. Don't forget to check out my other videos. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.
Shout out to everybody. I had fun.